The night before Memorial
Crazy.
Day 2024, Teddy's mother, Norma, said that while she was in her room, she could hear Teddy and Nene arguing. Norma said that it was so loud between the two that it kept her up that night. Then by the morning when she did finally get up, Norma heard them going at it again, she said. And when she came out of her bedroom, she saw Nene pushing clothes inside of a laundry bag. The argument then elevated from there, and allegedly Teddy and Nene started cussing and fighting, and Teddy pushed Nene into the bathroom. The pair were still going round and round, and then Teddy came out of the bathroom and went to another room. This is when Norma said she watched in horror as her son took a gun from the cupboard and began.
Yeah, whoa.
Todd-Town family, what's the biz? Y'all already know what it is, man. Sending them positive vibes and energy to my Todd-Town family. Y'all know how I rock. If you haven't already, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest content you don't want to miss. Tune in. Anywho, without further ado, welcome to Todd-Town.
It was a family, you know, Teddy and his mom and his girlfriend and the two children. And they were just a wonderful family, like any other family. So it's really shocking.
She was just really sweet, just always happy and just excited about life, it seemed.
I guess families, things happen and sometimes things go awry and get really to a point of not being able to control. And it's just a shocking thing. That's all I can say.
Inside of a 4-story building in the Middlewood neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York, family of 5's lives will forever be altered after a horrific crime took place inside of a unit on the 4th floor in that apartment building. Tenants were left in complete shock and disbelief, seeing police and crime scene investigators making the situation real. A love story that started over a decade ago sadly turned into a nightmare, leaving 2 young children without parents and a family and loved ones in total grief. 35-year-old Teddy Knight and 29-year-old Tanzia Blockwood, who is affectionately called Nene, appeared to be in love for most who knew them. For Nene, Teddy was her first and only love, and the pair began dating in December 2012 when she was 18 and a few weeks before his 25th birthday at the end of December. Teddy was working towards making a life in the chefing industry, and Nene had plans to further her education in the healthcare field. According to loved ones, Nene was the sweetest child, and it carried over into her adulthood. From a teen, she was also a hard worker who wanted to make the best life for herself. Teddy appeared to have a grind in him to work hard to reach the level of master chef and was putting in the work every day to get there. 2 popular places he worked at were the upscale restaurant The Lambs Club and Dare Pioneer, a European pastry shop. So from the looks of things, the couple seemed to complement each other well, and both had dreams and aspirations for their future. On January 25, 2015, in the earlier parts of their relationship, Teddy took to Facebook and wrote, "I can say I got a woman that cares less about being on Facebook and Instagram, but who's more focused on the grind, that grade, and that A. I wouldn't take back any of my old women knowing what I have." Then a loved one responded, "Glad you have someone good who is just as driven as you." He then said, "It's been 2 going on 3 years and nothing has changed." Even though they never married, the pair seemed to have an extended honeymoon-like phase and appeared to be happy together. It was just the 2 of them for a long period of time before they became a family of 3 in 2020. That is when their daughter Tamaya was born, and it appeared the couple was so happy to become parents for the first time. Teddy had posted previously that he could not wait to have a daughter someday, and that day came.
Really
Nene was said to be the best mother, and if you saw her, you saw her daughter. However, things became strained between the pair over time, and Teddy was no stranger to posting his feelings occasionally. One minute it seemed he was in love, the next he was writing F love, that ish overrated. I don't know what that ish feels like.
Flags.
It was not long after the birth of their daughter that the pair would welcome a second child, a son whom they named Troy. In spite of that, there were some signs, according to loved ones and neighbors, that all was not well between the couple before the tragic day in May 2024. Apparently, one of Nene's friends and a neighbor that lived in her building said that he could tell that she was looking for someone to talk to and that she wasn't happy for the past 2 years. That same person also said that Teddy didn't respect his mother and argued with his family all the time. However, Nene did not tell him the extent of what was going on, but he could sense something wasn't right with his neighbor. On the flip side, Teddy also seemed to share his feelings with others, that he was dealing with things mentally and needed time away to catch himself before he went out bad. Like most people who are struggling mentally, Teddy was good at disguising his thoughts and was said to be down to earth by many. Also had a smile on his face if he greeted you. Some of the people in the building where the couple lived even said there was no indication of turmoil under the surface. However, apparently there was another side of him that most did not see. But he also put it out there on social media that things were at a boiling point for him, posting, "I just pray I don't crash out. They don't deserve that." Plus, another woman who lived on the other side of the building said that Teddy was a classically insecure man who was jealous and possessive of the well-mannered and classy Nene. That woman allegedly heard that Teddy had a temper in the past and that he slapped Nene before in the hallway. Nene wanted nothing but the best for both of her children, and on May 17, 2024, she signed a lease and picked up a key to a new place for her and her 2 kids. She was finally ready to make that step and move forward without Teddy while finishing nursing school and working at NYU Hospital. The same day she signed her lease, Teddy wrote on Facebook, "I ain't laughing, ain't no buddy, ain't none of that. You made your bed, you lay in it, you're unalive. We can stand on that till we pull the covers off." Like I have said before, studies have shown that when a partner decides to finally leave, it is the most dangerous time. The night before Memorial Day 2024, Teddy's mother, Norma, said that while she was in her room, she could hear Teddy and Nene arguing. Norma said that it was so loud between the two that it kept her up that night. Then by the morning when she did finally get up, Norma heard them going at it again, she said. And when she came out of her bedroom, she saw Nene pushing clothes inside of a laundry bag. The argument then elevated from there, and allegedly Teddy and Nene started cussing and fighting, and Teddy pushed Nene into the bathroom. The pair were still going round and round, and then Teddy came out of the bathroom and went to another room. This is when Norma said she watched in horror as her son took a gun from the cupboard and began shooting Nene in the head 2 times. Nene then dropped to the floor and Teddy proceeded to stomp her in the face, all in front of his mother and his 2 kids.
Crazy.
Then he shot himself right in front of his already traumatized mother and kids.
Wow.
The authorities were called, and when the cops got there around 10 that morning, they found 2 people unalive with gunshot wounds lying near the kitchen.
Unfortunate.
Norma told authorities that the couple argued regularly over the kids, the rent, and their finances, and it just boiled over.
Unhealthy.
One of the neighbors told the local news she was sitting in front of her living room TV when she heard gunfires crackle through that Monday morning's calm. She thought it was something coming from outside, a truck or something, but then heard Norma screaming and then heard the cops. When they came, Norma came out crying, saying, "Oh my God, oh my God." The cops were asking her questions, but she couldn't talk, the neighbor would continue to say. She was crying. She was distraught. They had to bring her to the 3rd floor. She could not stop crying. I can't even imagine, though, what she had to experience right before her eyes and how it will live with her forever. Also, the young children who now have a horrible thing they saw and left without a mother or a father.
There is a lot to uncover here. We have since learned that police found 35-year-old Teddy Knight and 29-year-old Tunisia Blackwood unconscious with gunshot wounds inside their apartment at around 10 a.m. They were both pronounced scene. Neighbors told us off camera they lived on the 4th floor and they heard gunshots. Neighbors also say Knight's mother lived with them, and one of her friends says she never saw it coming. One neighbor told us off camera Blackwood had just finished nursing school. Others are now remembering her kindness.
That's crazy.
Nene should still be here. She was a sweet young lady with a bright future ahead of her and was said to always be so soft-spoken with a smile on her face. It is so sad what he did, and to add insult to injury, he stomped Nene in the face after he shot her.
That's crazy.
I feel so bad for Norma, Tamaya, and Troy and what life handed them, and it is beyond heartbreaking. As the news spread about the tragedy, those who knew Nene posted tributes to her on social media. One person wrote, "I am so sorry for your loss. Tanzia was an amazing friend and co-worker. Our hearts are broken as we all keep waiting for her to walk through the door. I keep waiting for her to come by my desk so we can have our daily chats. I can't even imagine your pain. Pray that God gives you and your family and those precious little babies all the strength you need to get through this very difficult time. To know Tanzia was to know her babies, as they were her pride and joy. May God bless you all, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. Another beautiful soul is just gone too soon for DV and a senseless gun crime. My genuine thoughts and prayers for Norma, the kids, and all the other extended family and friends grieving during this dark time. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.
Man, that is a lot to unpack. First off, RP to the young lady. RP to him too, man. Even though I don't condone his actions, but hey, man, I'm not gonna bash him. RP to both of them. That's unfortunate. Man, I always say, man, fellas, as men, you have to learn to control. You have to have emotional and sexual discipline. You know what I mean? This is happening way too often. Like way too often. And it's just, to me, it's just showing the lack, all the categories that the men are lacking, because like I said, every time I turn around, y'all often, your baby mother or your girlfriend, your wife, when she decides to leave, you gotta come to terms that at any time you in a relationship with anybody, and this goes for men and women, it will get to a point where you may have disinterest on both sides, and that's okay. I don't understand what the ties are to allow you guys to get to a point where you feel like you have to unalive or disrupt somebody else's life because they don't want you. Goofy. Move on. Move the fuck on. Like, it's not that hard. Listen, bro. Like, you rather ruin lives just when there's so many people out here, so many beautiful people out here to meet, to see. You stuck on one person? That's some goofy ass, lame ass shit, bro. On phone. That's goofy. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be stronger than that. Here you are, 2 people, 2 lives gone, because this dude can't accept the fact that she wanna move on. Goofy. Like I say, man, this is a tragic situation. That's a tragic story. RP to her, RP to him. Even though I don't condone his actions, again, man, I'm not here to bash. It's unfortunate. Man, we got to do better, man. Got to do better. Like I say, it's too many beautiful people out here to be, crashing out like this. And then if you look and pay attention, the signs was there. He was clearly, and it always is. Like I'd always say, man, I say it all the time, the signs be right there. And this one, it was clear. The signs was clear. The moment she packed her bags and moved out, you could see the energy change in the post. It's not to be taken lightly, Unfortunate, man. RP to both of them. Gosh, man, we gotta learn from these situations. This is why I do these reactions, just to inform and shed light. We gotta stop this, man. Like I said, every time I turn around, this is happening more and more and more, and I just don't understand it. Like, how can you be so selfish? How can you be so confined? Like, man, nah, goofy on phone. Anywho, I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Another one, Todd-Town. I want to appreciate all the love and the support. I see everybody rocking. I see it. If you haven't already, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest content. And as always, I'm checking out. Peace.
Yeah. Whoa.